You know, a lot of you recognize this young man, and for those of you who don't, it's Kevin Burke, the quarterback of the national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders and former quarterback of St. Edwards when they won the state championship with an undefeated team. Kevin, we want to congratulate you and welcome you to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm proud to be here and honored.
What a thrill for you. You win a state champion. And by the way, I didn't know this, but not only was Kevin part of that undefeated St. Ed's state football championship, he was part of St. Ed's state baseball championship as an outfielder. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's something that not many people get to say coming through high school, and especially at Ed's with only one state football team. So it's pretty sweet and pretty honored to be there. So. And
now you go to Mount Union and win a national championship.
Yeah, it just keeps rolling, and I'm just going to try and keep it going. So
I think it's fair to categorize you as a championship player.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that too.
What made you go to Mount Union?
A lot of factors went into it, and the biggest one was Coach Karras, and he really sat down with me and talked to me a lot on my first visit, and he told me, I want you to play quarterback for us. And that was a big factor in it, sports-wise, and my decision to play here. And a lot of places wanted me to play receiver and moved me to slot receiver coming out of high school. So I didn't want to do that, and Coach Karras wanted me to play quarterback, so it helped me a lot with my decision.
Well, I think because you're, by quarterback standards, on a shorter side, you're 5'10", 175, and, the Doug Flutie type, if you will. So obviously Division I colleges weren't going to be interested in you, but you still had to make a decision because you've always been a quarterback, right?
Yes, sir.
So you wanted to play quarterback. Where else, were you looking Division II, Division III schools all over the country?
I had interest from Division II and a few Division I schools and MAC schools, but like I said, they didn't want me to play what I wanted to play, and Coach Karras, jumped at the opportunity and really wanted me to come there and play quarterback, so I committed.
What a gentleman he is. We've had him on the show several times. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Kevin, I've said this guy could be coaching a major Division I school, and he Definitely. Just doesn't want to. He is in such a comfort zone as a teacher at Mount Union. Talk about this man.
Yeah, he's so comfortable and excited to be at Mount Union for so many years now, and he's not a guy that is too focused on money or fame or any of that. Really, you talk to him and you wouldn't know he's Larry Karras, legendary coach, and he doesn't like when people call him legendary, but he really is. So. He's just a normal guy, and he loves the kids, and he loves coaching them and developing them into a football player and a man overall. So he's just great and so comfortable with where he's at, and I couldn't be happier to play for him.
What I found fascinating first time I interviewed him was he said, any kid that wants to come out for my football team is going to get a uniform.
Yeah.
And he means it too.
Yeah, he really does, and Division III, we don't have cuts, but even if we did, Coach Karras really wouldn't, because he's that type of guy that he wants to develop as many kids as he can, and he wants to bring out the best in everybody. So,
what's his practice routine like?
Well, we go out and quarterbacks and punters and those type of special players kind of warm up, and then we'll stretch and we'll do a lot of teamwork and. He's real good with individual work with the quarterbacks especially, and he's very efficient with his time. He doesn't really be lackadaisical in practice. He doesn't just kind of let other people do the thing, run the show, and he kind of gets down to business every single day, which is a big part of our success.
Was there an adjustment? How big of an adjustment was it for you in the classroom part of learning college ball?
There was an adjustment, but I don't think it was as big as other people have coming from different high schools, because St. Edward High School was it's a college prep school, so they were very successful in getting me prepared for the college level and classroom. So it wasn't that big of a transition for me, but the big thing is you hear it all the time management, and you may not be in class as much as high school, but you have just as much classwork and a lot more. So the time management aspect of it was challenging, but I got it done, and with football and everything, it's been a challenge, but I've got it done. So.
What are you majoring in?
Business management.
What do you want to do?
I want to be in the FBI eventually, and later down the road. But we'll see when I get there. So
FBI. Unbelievable. FBI. That's all I need to hear after I had all that trouble with the feds. How about that? He's going to be an FBI agent. You had an amazing season at Mount Union. First of all, Kevin's stats are unbelievable. And you come from a long line at Mount Union of phenomenal quarterbacks.
Yes, sir.
45-7, 57-0, 52-0, 54-0, 66-0, 62-0, 51-0, 33-14. What happened there? 38-7, 59-17, 72-14, 55-13, 72-17, and then Mary Hardin Baylor 48-35. Talk about that game, because they were scoring right with you guys there.
Yeah. They were one of our tougher opponents this year, and they gave us a run for our money, but we buckled down and got things done when we needed to. So. Yeah.
How about the championship game? The St. Thomas school from Minnesota, 28-10 was the final, with the Purple Raiders winning it. For years that was a Wisconsin Whitewater team that Karras was rotating national championships with, playing one another. I don't know how many years in a row.
It was 3 years they beat us in a row, and we played them 7 years out of I don't know how many, but 7 years in a row.
Right, something like that, yeah.
And they beat us 3 years in a row. So there's a little bit of pressure within the team for the seniors to get a national championship, and it was not as sweet to, well, I wouldn't say that, but beating St. Thomas, who was a great team, and they didn't give up, or they stuck with us the whole time. So I got to give credit to them. But getting these seniors the ring and the championship they deserve was my biggest accomplishment and the team's biggest accomplishment.
Did any of your teammates from St. Ed's go to Union?
Yes, Ryan Giacchetti and Tom Lally. They play football right now. So.
Now, I got to reminisce with you about your championship year in football. The year that Kevin was the quarterback of the Eagles and they went undefeated and won the state championship, Menor, a team from Pittsburgh, Penn Hills, which you beat 65-25. Cardinal Mooney, we all know the tradition of that great program. Cincinnati Elder, you beat them 20-3. Benedictine, a great program here in the Cleveland area. Columbus, St. Francis de Sales, St. X from Cincinnati. You guys beat them 20-3. Moeller from Cincinnati, who won the state championship this year, 31-7. St. Ignatius, 33-10. That was a regular season game, and then Menor 35-21. In the playoffs, Glenville 42-22, Solon, Whitmer from Toledo, the runners-up in the state championship this last year to Moeller, and then Huber Heights Wayne with Braxton Miller.
Yeah, it was an exciting year, and those teams, every single one of those teams could have beat us, and I was just so thankful that we had the coaches and players we did that year, and the support from all the families and everything. So it was just the stars lined up for us, and we got things done, and it brings a smile to everybody's face.
Oh, Kevin, it's as tough a schedule as any high school could have played that year in the country, really. I mean, when you consider the caliber of ball here in the state of Ohio, which, as you well know, is phenomenal, and you outdueled Braxton Miller. How about that?
Yeah, it's special, and people talk to me all the time about it, but Braxton's a great athlete and a great person, and I'm just thankful that I can say that I beat Ohio State's quarterback Braxton Miller. So it's pretty cool, and I'm excited about it.
Do you go back to St. Ed's? Have you gone back to speak or anything?
No, I haven't gone back to speak. I took my cousin Jarrett to school on Monday. Actually, talked with a few of the coaches for there a little bit, but I haven't gone back to speak or anything. So it's they're moving on, and then they're trying to get another one. So. It's good to reminisce, but they got their eyes on the prize now.
So how many guys you got coming back next year at Union?
We have, I don't know the numbers exactly, but we have a good amount. The seniors on offense are all leaving. We had, I think, 9 or 10 of them on offense, which is, it's a hole to fill, but, Mount Union, that's what we do. So it's, it's not going to be, we're going to not win any games or anything. So, we're going to come back and strong as ever. So.
How do you like the campus?
I love it. It's one of the best campuses I've ever seen, and every time my friends visit or family members visit, that's one of the first things they tell me is, I love this campus. It's great. It's nice. It's clean. So.
It's a nice fit for you. It's far enough away from home, but you're close enough for the holidays here?
Exactly. Yep. It's just about an hour and a half away, and came home right after we got home from Virginia, and been home ever since. So.
You got a girlfriend?
No, sir.
How come?
I don't need one right now.
FBI all the way. FBI. Nothing interferes with the FBI. It's the FBI. Love you.
All right.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Kevin
Thank you so
Burke of the national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders, and one of us from St. Ed's High. All right, we'll be back in a minute. We got a report from Will Ewick coming up on the new coach at Kent State. That's next on All Bets Are Off.